Hello and welcome to another Show&Tell from me. My name is Peter, and this time we'll be having a look at a watch from Victorinox. It's part of their I.N.O.X line. It's a professional diver. We'll see it here. And before we get started, I'd just like to give some stats on it, so you guys know what we're talking about. So the movement is a Ronda analog quartz. The dial color is black. Bracelet material is rubber. The bezel is a unidirectional rotating diver bezel. The diameter of the watch is 45 millimeters, so it's a rather large watch. It has an end-of-life indicator. It has anti-reflective coating on a sapphire crystal. Screw-in case back, screw-down crown. It features date. It has a water resistance of 20 ATMs or 200 meters. It weighs 144.8 grams, and it is ISO 6425 certified. Right, okay, so, well, let's start off our little talk about this watch. Okay, so this is from a brand which we all probably best know from Swiss Army knives. And I've always had a bit of a skepticism about watches made by companies who didn't start out as watch companies and decided to branch out, because many of them do, sort of go off half-cocked and so on. But I must say, this is the first Victorinox that I have reviewed. I've never owned one. This one is on loan to me from St. Nikolai Watches in Violet. So it's not mine. But I must say I'm very impressed with this watch. It's built like a tank, and I've seen that there are videos online about people who are trying to destroy these watches by running over them with bulldozers and stuff like that, and they're really indestructible. Which is also a shame, really, to run a watch like this over with a bulldozer. But it just goes to show this watch is really well built and sturdy. So it's a diver, and it's apparently there is another I.N.O.X watch that looks like this, just a little bit smaller. I've seen it in the shop where I went to borrow this. They've upsized the case size on this, and they've turned that watch into a diver, which is a good choice for a diver like me who loves dive watches. So the way it looks really well. It looks really nice. It has a very nice look to it. Yeah, there are a couple of things that I might say I find a bit, well, three things really, all in all. Now let's take the cons first, the negative things about this watch. First of all, I like the look of it, but the bezel, I would imagine, would be a bit difficult to turn. I mean, it's easy enough here, but with dive gloves on, and it might be a bit of a struggle to turn this. It looks very beautiful, very well made, very well machined, but it could be, it's easy enough here, but it might lack a bit of grip. Has a very nice turn to it, very nice feel, good sound. Not a lot of lack in them, which can be a problem for dive watches. So that's the first negative thing I would probably say about this. The second is this. Again, easy enough with thin gloves on, or with no gloves on at all, to unscrew this. But I imagine it being a bit of a problem with large neoprene gloves to get your fingers in and get a hold of this. I think that could be a problem. On the other hand, that might also be a pro, because the crown is very well protected. And come to think of it, when I think about it, weighing up the pro and con of that, I probably would go with the pros of this outweighing the con, as it is very well protected, which is also important for a dive watch, as we tend to bang these watches against corals and shipwrecks and large great white sharks attacking us and so on. So and we've all tried that, by the way, being attacked by a great white. It's a bummer, but you have to try it and get through it. Anyway, enough of that. So I think I wouldn't probably change the design, although I do think that it could be a bit of a. But again, why would you want to pull this out when you're wearing gloves? It's yeah, you wouldn't. Anyway, number 3 thing that I think is is the case back. Now I've always been a sucker for beautifully machined case backs. I would have liked some kind of design on here, some picture which you can stare at, and many of you might be thinking, well, Peter, that's because you're an idiot, and you'll be right. But and this it does sort of say, well, I'm a tool watch, and but still, tool watches can have a nice looking case back too. So that would have been nice with some maybe the Swiss Army, the Victorinox shield and so on, but there's nothing here, and that seems a bit bland and boring to me. So, those were the 3 things that if I had to say something negative about this watch, then that would be it. So the good things about this watch is it's very handsome. It's a really handsome watch. I love the shield there. It's silvered and very beautiful looking. There are 2 different kinds of lumes. Now, I haven't got a setup so I can show you lume, but there are 2 different colors of lumes. Now, apparently, these ones here shine blue, whereas the hands and that one there shine green. Or it's maybe the other way around, I can't quite remember. But the point is, there are 2 different kinds of lumes on this watch, so it's easier to see when you're in the depth diving. And that's also very nice and very good thing to have done from Victorinox. The strap seems very, very, standard. Nothing special there. They have the small Victorinox shield there, coat of arms, or what one would call it. Nothing spectacular there. Now, I'd like to talk about this. Now, this is a protective case made out of rubber, so it's pliable, and in there is a glass with magnification in. And this is meant to wear when you're diving. Now, I've heard some people are not quite keen on this. My personal opinion is I think it's awesome. No, I really do. It's cool, I'm going to put it on now. And now I'd like to say that this is only meant to be used when you're diving. So you just click it on by putting the crown in first, and then you click it on. There it goes. Very nice fit, and it changes the look of this watch totally. There's no doubt about that. But I think it's so cool, and I like the look. There's something, there's some Jules Verne, Fathoms Under the Sea sort of look to it, and I think it's nice. And I also think, now I've never dived with this watch obviously, but I've dived lots of times. I am a professional diver, and I think this could actually be very cool to dive with. So this is definitely a pro. The watch is protected, as you can see. I should click it on properly. That would be awesome. There you go. That's just me not knowing what I'm doing again. You need to click that on. There you go. And that side too. Would be a shame not to put it on properly. There we are. So now it's on properly. So, the watch is pretty much protected on the lugs and, case sides, and the only thing that's not protected is the case back, and that would only be scratched if the great white bites through your arm and starts scratching so you're okay there. No, I think this is a really good function and a really cool addition to the watch, and I think it also could be very functional. I'd love to try and dive with this watch to see exactly how this works, the magnification, and you'd probably be able to see it better from the side. Now I'm going to put it on my wrist, and we can see what it looks like. There we go. I apologize for the white gloves, but that's the way I operate. Okay, so there. It has a very, very special look to it, doesn't it? I don't find this unpleasing. In fact, I find this rather interesting. Now, I wouldn't wear this. I wouldn't wear this when I'm not diving. But I think I would definitely wear it when I went out diving, and I don't think I'd be ashamed of the way it looks. I mean, you know, people, when you're waddling along with all your, you know, equipment on, your dive computers and your, you know, all kinds of stuff, this would not look out of place. In fact, it would look kind of interesting and cool. Apart from looking cool, which is also very important, guys, I think it, you know, it's definitely functional. So I think this is a really, really good thing. A good idea the guys from Victorinox had. I'm going to take it off now so you can see what it looks like without. You know, it's a beautiful watch and definitely more classically handsome and good looking without the diver edition there. But you're not meant to use this when you're sitting on a cafe. You could if you want people staring at your watch and wondering what the hell it is, but that would be just you know, obnoxious. So when you're out with your girlfriend around town, this is the way you want to wear it. But when you are on holiday or doing some professional diving of some kind, then this, you know, is the edition you want to put on. So that's I find that very cool, and it's definitely a good thing for me. Yeah. Well, apart from that, I can't really say a lot more. I like this watch. I really do. I might, you know, to be quite honest, I would have maybe liked it with an automatic movement, but again, that's me being an automatic movement snob. You know, it's great with a, you know, Ronda makes some hardcore quartz movements. There's nothing to be ashamed of there. But you know, I do love automatic movements. So I would have maybe, if they'd had an option where you could choose, that would have been cool. They could have put an I.N.O.X in or something like that, even a Miyota or something like that. But no, they wouldn't have put a Miyota in. Sorry, it's a Swiss watch. But an I.N.O.X movement. But again, I think that would drive up the cost of the watch. So that's probably why they've decided not to. Yeah. It is a very handsome looking watch. It most definitely is. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed having a look at the Victorinox I.N.O.X Professional Divers Watch. Catch me again in my next review. I hope you'll enjoy those too. If you like what I do, if you like what I do, you're welcome to like and subscribe. Thanks very much. Peter out. Bye-bye.